There it went.
What's up guys, welcome to another video from Wacky Engineering, and in today's video we are going to show you a DIY smoke detector. This DIY smoke detector could potentially keep your house from going up in flames.
Alright guys, these are the main components that make up this DIY smoke detector. Right up front we have a 5-volt relay. This right here is a terminal block shield that will plug into the top of the Arduino. We have an Elegoo Arduino Uno. This is a 120 volt to 9 volt power supply. We have a normally closed push button switch. We have the smoke detector sensor. We have an automation direct relay. Here's a power connector for the Arduino. We have a receptacle cover and the receptacle. We have the enclosure box that's going to fit all the components in it. Okay, so we have this thing put together and we're going to talk a little bit about how this smoke detector works. So it uses an Arduino, and the Arduino runs some code that takes in data from this sensor. If this sensor senses smoke, it will trigger this first 5-volt relay. When this first 5-volt relay triggers on, it will trigger this large relay, and the large relay creates a latching circuit that will remove power from this receptacle.
So you might be wondering what the main difference between something like this and your general smoke detector that you see on your ceiling. Well, for one, your smoke detector is just going to beep at you and be really loud and annoying, and it's not going to prevent a fire from starting in your home. This thing, if you plug something into that receptacle right there, if it senses smoke at all, it's going to cut electricity from the device before fire ever starts.
So that's the idea, and we're going to test this to see if it really does work. Obviously, you don't want to rely on this device to 100% protect your home, but the idea here is that it will add an extra layer of protection to your home. Okay, so this unit is plugged in to a normal 120 plug-in from like your wall that you'd normally have in your house. And then this is the receptacle that this unit turns on and off. And if it does get cycled off because it senses smoke, there is a button on the top of this unit that you can use to reset that condition. Okay, so we have our little experiment set up here, and we're going to put some lint on this. And what should happen is this sensor is going to pick up the smoke from the lint, and it is going to relay that information back to the Arduino. And when the Arduino tells one of these relays to kick out, it's going to interrupt the electrical power from this circuit and shut the light off, thus preventing a fire from happening. So right now we are connected to this Arduino with a printer cable hooked into my laptop here, and we have the Arduino IDE software up, and we are able to do a serial monitor so we can basically view the analog signal that this sensor is producing, and we can view it on screen here so I can see what it sees. Okay, now we're ready to try the experiment. Andy, can you get in here and put some lint on this bulb? Almost 14,000 house fires start each year from dryers. The leading cause of those fires are the failure to clean the machine. Always remember to clean your lint screen when doing laundry. There it went. So this thing triggered before it actually went into flames. You can see that it was starting to turn brown. It was definitely smoking, but this thing did pick it up and it tripped the circuit out just like it was supposed to do. Okay, now that this thing tripped, and you can kind of see on the screen that the sensor levels went back to normal, I can hit this button and it resets the circuit. So, Andy, can you come up here and we'll put some lint on this bulb? And on screen here on the laptop, we do have a live view of what the sensor is picking up, the analog value that it is picking up from this smoke. There it went. So as you can see, the small relay is still triggering back and forth based on the input of the sensor, but the large relay here has set up a latch circuit to keep it latched until you hit this normally closed push button to reset it. So it did kill the bulb. This was definitely a successful experiment. I mean, it didn't actually catch on fire. So in this experiment, there is some scaling that goes on in this program, and this thing did smoke a decent amount before it cut out, which we could scale this a little more, but keeping it at the values that we have it at, I think it would keep out any nuisance alarms. Okay, so in this experiment, we basically showed how a fire could get started with a heat lamp like this. This is a 250 watt heat lamp, and it gets pretty hot. So if this were to get knocked down, say in a chicken coop or something, and you had this sensor or a couple of these sensors, you could add multiple of these same sensors on this one device. We kind of showed how it would cut out and stop the fire from happening.
All right, guys, so that kind of concludes this video. As you saw in the experiment, this light demonstrated how smoke would naturally build if you had a house fire, and it successfully cut power off as it was supposed to. And so as always, if you like this video and you found any value at all, please like, subscribe, and comment. Have a good day. See ya.